The 2023 Lamborghini Urus Performante is a true game changer in the high-performance SUV segment. Under the hood, you'll find a slightly revised twin-turbocharged 4-liter V8 that now produces an insane 657 horsepower and 627 foot-pounds of torque, paired to a lightning-quick 8-speed dual-clutch transmission. It now rockets the car from 0 to 60 in just a jaw-dropping 2.8 seconds and reaches 100 miles an hour in just 7 seconds flat. It'll do the quarter mile in a mere 11.1 seconds, topping out at a staggering 190 miles an hour. And with its massive 440mm front and 370mm rear carbon ceramic brakes, you could be sure that it comes to a halt just as quickly as it accelerates. Other features the Performante trim brings compared to other trims is a revised, lower and firmer suspension, rear-wheel steering, a carbon fiber hood and trim pieces, and a Krapovich exhaust right from factory that brings a new excitement to the platform. So there you have it. It's an incredible blend of luxury and daily usability. But the question remains, how will its competition keep up, and is it worth its near $300,000 price tag? Let's find out. On the inside of the Urus, as you can see, everything looks very updated. It's very nice, full Alcantara interior. We have exposed carbon fiber. Very, very cool. Driver's information center, you can see you have a few different things you could cycle through and customize. The views really change more as you change through driving modes. There isn't as much customization, but you can see if we put it into sport, you can see everything kind of changed a little bit there. And when you throw it into Corsa, you get a much more aggressive view. Moving on to the center console, you can see we have a dual screen setup. The lower screen controls the HVAC functions as well as vehicle settings for the most part. And the upper screen, they leave more for the media. You do have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto in this car. You can see it's wireless. And give it a sec to connect to my phone. And you can see the experience is very responsive, not laggy at all. Definitely very happy with that. There's still a lot of cars that you get into today, especially, supercar brands, that just fall behind when it comes to the tech. But in this car, everything's exactly as you expect it, and the stock user interface is very, very nice as well. And one last thing that I thought was cool was the parking assistance system. You can see here you do have a 3D camera where you could scroll around the outside of the car, helping you kind of just better see what's going on around you. But at the heart of every Lamborghini is the sound. So let's put it into Corsa mode and let you guys listen to it. And seeing that this is the only somewhat practical Lamborghini that you can buy, it's pretty important that the back seat actually be usable. And I'm happy to say that it is. You have plenty of knee room, and headroom isn't that bad, even though you have the sloped roofline. And whether it's going to get groceries or taking all your friends to the country club, it's nice to know that the Urus actually has a usable trunk. In the back here, you can see you have a nice privacy shade that's automatic, but if you have to take it out, it easily slides out, and you can put the seats down if you need more room. Getting into the Urus and driving it around town, it really is quite civilized when you have it in street mode. I was expecting this to be kind of hardcore and high-strung at all times, and I'm really surprised at how generally usable it feels. It doesn't feel like it's too crazy, You could drive this normally if you want to. And I'm really surprised at how dual personality this car really is. I mean, when you switch it into Corsa mode like we will soon, it really does wake up the car. But around town, I mean, this is a nice, luxurious experience. You pull up to stoplights, the stop-start is absolutely seamless, unlike other cars. And I just love the layout of the interior, just the general feel of the Urus. Everything in here feels premium. Everything in here, all the materials feel high quality and nice to the touch. And the technology is just right up there. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel outdated at all. And switch it over into Corsa mode, and almost right away, you feel the suspension firm up, the exhaust valves open up, and it just becomes really exciting. I mean, just listen to this. If that doesn't put a smile on your face, I don't know what will. I mean, Lamborghini just has this way of just perfectly mastering theater. There's really no other brand that kind of just brings this level of excitement through every model that it makes. The response out of the transmission and the engine is absolutely superb. It's on point for sure. Oh my God. And the sounds that it makes, just, oh, it's probably the best part about the experience. The steering is very direct. As soon as you take it off center, you do feel a change in direction in the car. In a lot of performance SUVs, the steering is extremely numb. But that isn't the case in the Performante. And I also love how they display the tach in the center right along with your gear, so you have all the information you need to see at all times, kind of just right in front of your face. So I would say the positives about driving the Urus is you get the practicality, but I think what I was most surprised about during my drive here is just how much this shrinks around you. Even though it's a large full-size SUV, you kind of forget that it is almost. And I wasn't really expecting that, because all the other performance SUVs that I've driven thus far have not given me that feeling. This is definitely the most raw and the most, I don't know, I would say overall exciting performance SUV that I've driven. However, I do recommend the Performante trim only for the people that are actually going to drive the car. Keep in mind that, you know, if you're somebody who's just getting it for the look and you don't necessarily care about the performance as much, it doesn't always matter, you know, about getting the best trim. I mean, this car has some serious performance that if you're not going to use is kind of a waste. Overall, I feel like the Urus as a platform in general is very impressive. But the Performante really does provide a great balance between the performance and actual usability. This car is a car that you can enjoy at any speed. You don't necessarily have to be driving it all out to get that experience and to have that wow factor as you drive it. And when it comes to being seen in the car and, you know, wanting that experience of everybody noticing you, this is definitely going to deliver on that. It really does feel special, and the overall build quality and the use of materials on this is just right on point. I mean, for a car that's over $300,000, it definitely doesn't disappoint on that front. You definitely don't feel like they cheaped out on the interior or any part of the car, really, just in general. So if you're somebody who's looking for a super SUV, or somebody who's just looking for a fun toy to have on the side of your sports cars, I don't think the Urus Performante is going to disappoint you in the slightest. That's all for today's video. If you haven't done so yet, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, turn on the bell notification so you don't miss out on next week's video. Before we go, I'd like to say a special thanks to my partners down at Lamborghini Greenwich for providing today's car. They're an awesome, super helpful, friendly group of people to work with. And if you're in the market for one of these, be sure to give them a call. I'm going to leave their contact information in the description below so you can do so. With that said, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next video.